The person who keeps filling your thoughts really does care about you. Even if things between you feel confusing, mixed up, or hard to make sense of right now, there is a real reason this person keeps coming back to your mind over and over. It is not by accident or chance. It is not happening simply because you feel bored, alone, or emotionally vulnerable at this time. Something real is keeping this bond alive deep within your inner world and daily emotions. This person shows up in your thoughts for a genuine reason. Even when you make no conscious effort to think of them, they arrive during peaceful moments when the world's noise fades and your mind finally settles. They emerge in the tiny pauses between your regular thoughts, in those seconds right before you fall asleep when your defenses are fully lowered. Sometimes they surface without any notice in the middle of a regular day while you handle normal tasks. If you cannot stop thinking about someone even when you attempt to, hit like and let this message touch more people. You could be occupied with your job, speaking to someone, enjoying time with friends, or feeling peaceful, and suddenly their face enters your mind uninvited. Their voice, their expression, or a particular memory linked to them rises within you without any effort or intention. It occurs naturally and easily by itself. You may have attempted many times to remove these thoughts from your attention. You may have told yourself clearly that it is time to continue forward and that thinking of them no longer helps your life in any way. You may have reminded yourself repeatedly of the uncertainty, the gap, or the extended quiet that stands between you both. Sometimes you may have questioned your own mind very seriously. You may have wondered if you are creating something that is not actually there, or clinging to hope without any real foundation. You may have asked yourself why they still mean so much when nothing appears clear or decided between you. Still, no matter how hard you attempt to occupy yourself with other matters, they keep returning to your thoughts steadily. Even when you tell yourself you are entirely finished with everything, even when you feel determined for a while, they stay quietly present within you. This is not coincidence, and it is not a sign that anything is wrong with you. It does not mean you are trapped, hopeless, or unable to release the past. It means there is a connection that has not been completely resolved yet in your shared experience. It means something emotional still lives between you, whether it has been said aloud or not in plain words. Bonds like this are not built by simple thinking or careful planning alone. They are not managed by willpower, no matter how powerful it seems. They are created at a deeper place where feeling, memory, and true significance join together over time. When someone keeps appearing in your thoughts without any effort from you, it often means that there is incomplete emotional energy still existing between you both. Something was felt strongly, even if it was never fully shown in words or behavior. Something was exchanged between you, even if it was never properly explained or named correctly. This person may be thinking of you too, even if they do not contact you or talk openly about how they feel right now. Thoughts do not always move through spoken words or written messages. Emotions do not always reveal themselves through direct action or obvious steps. Sometimes people hold feelings quietly inside because they feel uncertain of what to do with them at this moment. They may feel confused, worried, or unsure about what comes next. Type still if there is someone who keeps showing up in your thoughts no matter what you try. They may not know precisely how to respond to what they feel, so they keep it hidden for now. But just because they remain silent does not mean they lack care or emotion for you. You may sense them at surprising times during your day or evening. You may feel a quick wave of emotion like comfort, sorrow, or yearning without understanding exactly why it comes. You may feel linked to them even when there is physical or emotional space separating you both. This is not just your mind playing games with you. Powerful emotional bonds often work below the surface in ways that are difficult to see plainly. They do not always follow obvious rules or expected patterns in life. They remain quietly while shaping your thoughts and emotions in ways that are tough to explain completely. You are not fragile for feeling this way because you are simply being human in every way. Caring intensely does not vanish just because you choose with your thoughts that it should finish. The heart does not continue onward simply because the mind instructs it to do so immediately. When something significant has affected you, it leaves a permanent impression inside, and that impression stays until it has been fully recognized, mended, or carefully changed over time. This bond does not mean you should hold on forever or neglect your own needs and development. It simply means that what you experienced between you was very genuine and meaningful. It means the connection truly counted in your life journey. Uncertainty does not remove love or delete its existence. Quiet does not remove the feeling that still continues. Space does not always mean there is a total lack of emotion on their part. Sometimes it means there is worry, doubt, or inner battle happening on the other end of this bond. You may never get clear responses from them, or one day you might suddenly receive them. But no matter what occurs next, your own experience stays completely real and valid. The thoughts you carry are not random or without purpose. The feelings you have are not empty at all. They are part of an experience that affected you strongly and changed something within. If this person keeps living in your thoughts, it is because something between you has not fully ended yet. That does not mean it must go on forever in the same form. It simply means it held great importance, and things that hold importance always require time to settle calmly in the heart. Be kind with yourself during this time. Do not criticize your thoughts severely or hurry your feelings to stop quickly. Awareness often arrives slowly and naturally with patience. And sometimes the purpose of a bond is not to continue forever, but to transform you, to show you important truths, and to remind you of your capacity to feel intensely. Even in uncertainty and even in quiet, that bond still carries genuine significance for both people. When someone fills your thoughts this intensely and regularly over time, it usually means the emotional thread between you and them is still present and working. Even if you no longer talk regularly, even if situations pulled you apart, and even if quiet has continued much longer than either of you imagined, your mind is not simply holding on to the past without cause. Comment connected. If you sense a strong bond with someone even in quiet and distance, your heart is reacting to something that feels incomplete between you. There is something between you that never found a clear finish or answer. Human beings are not bothered by what is finished and resolved. We are bothered by what is left open, unclear, and emotionally unsettled in our experiences. You may notice that you think of them when something positive occurs in your life and you wish to share the happiness. When you have a small success, a humorous moment, or something lovely, they enter your mind as the person you wish to tell right away. You picture sharing small pieces of your day with them, because those things appear unimportant on the outside, but feel significant to you inside. You wonder how they are doing even when your own life is complete and active with many things. Sometimes you feel a curious pull, not just toward their physical form, but toward their spirit, their emotional world, and their inner condition. This kind of pull occurs when two people are emotionally adjusted to the same wavelength, even across space and silence. What most people do not understand is that emotional connections do not vanish just because talking stops suddenly. Quiet does not delete connection or shared emotions. Space does not remove emotional ties that were created over time. When two people bond at a deep place, that connection leaves a mark on the deeper mind. The deeper mind does not work on simple thinking or strict time rules. It works on significance, feeling, and incomplete matters that need focus. If you're still thinking of them, it is because some part of you recognizes that the story is not completely written yet. This also explains why the bond feels complex and difficult to grasp. Sometimes love that is straightforward usually settles into understanding without much difficulty. Love that feels far away, puzzling, or postponed often lives in the area between worry and wanting. One or both of you may be worried about being open, worried about transformation, worried about repeating old hurt, or worried about desiring something that feels uncertain or challenging right now. Worry does not remove love entirely. It postpones it for some time. It conceals it temporarily and builds space where nearness is wanted but feels dangerous. You may wonder why, if they love you, they have not moved yet or contacted you in obvious ways, why they have remained quiet for so long without explanation. Love does not always travel in a direct line or follow predictable routes. Many people feel intensely but do not know precisely how to respond to those powerful feelings inside. Some people are emotionally protected because of earlier experiences. Some are holding hurts from previous relationships that still influence them. Some are caught between duty and wanting in their present lives. Some feel undeserving of the love they feel, and some think they need to improve themselves before they permit nearness again. The mind often goes back to what the heart cannot settle easily. This is why they show up in your thoughts when you are peaceful, when you are still, or when you are emotionally available without interruptions. At night, when interruptions disappear, the deeper mind speaks more loudly than during active hours. During the day, when your protection is lowered, the same natural thing occurs without force. Type, Yes, if you want me to share why this person is still present in your mind every day. This is not you pushing the thought into your mind. It appears on its own from deeper areas. That is an important thing to remember always. Thoughts that arrive uninvited often arrive from deeper emotional spaces within you. There is also something else occurring beneath what you see. When these memories appear, when you think of them, you are not only thinking about who they are as an individual. You are also thinking about who you became when you felt linked to them in special ways. Certain people wake up parts of us that remained dormant with others before. They show something back to us that feels familiar, significant, or truly vibrant inside. Losing connection to that reflection can feel like losing a piece of yourself for a while. This is why the desire feels stronger than simple attraction alone. Space between two people who care for each other often happens not because love is absent, but because timing, worry, or inner struggle stands in the path for now. You may sense that something is preventing both of you from moving nearer. That feeling is usually correct and worth acknowledging. When emotions stay active without resolution, the mind keeps the bond alive until it discovers understanding or completion. You might also experience moments of emotional uncertainty from time to time. One day you feel powerful and separated from it all, and the next day a small trigger brings everything back powerfully. Share this video if you think real bonds never fully vanish, even when things feel unclear. This variation is normal and part of the journey. It means your thinking mind is attempting to shield you while your emotional mind is still linked underneath. These two parts do not always match perfectly with each other. Recovery does not mean making yourself forget everything entirely. It means grasping why the connection lives and what it is requesting of you at this point. Sometimes the bond stays because there is a teaching to be gained from it. Sometimes it stays because talking is not complete between you, and sometimes it stays because both people are slowly moving toward the same emotional reality, even if they are not prepared at the same time. Emotional readiness is rarely matched perfectly in life. If you sense that they love you but stay far away, it is likely because they are experiencing an internal battle of their own. They may feel the same attraction you feel toward them. They may think of you more than you realize at this moment. They may wonder if you still care intensely for them too. But instead of moving nearer right away, they pause because of many factors. This pause often arrives from worry of loss, worry of rejection, or worry of changing their present life condition too rapidly. Love does not always declare itself loudly with grand actions. Sometimes it conceals itself behind quiet and measured movements. Sometimes it holds back behind care for the perfect instant. Sometimes it observes quietly, wishing for the ideal time to move forward without danger. The lack of action does not always mean the lack of emotion on their part. What is most important right now is not attempting to control the final result entirely. It is grasping what the bond is revealing to you about yourself and your own development. It may be showing you patience in important ways. It may be showing you self-value and inner power. It may be requesting you to stop pursuing and start believing the journey more. Or it may be readying you to gain understanding when the moment is correct. Whether that understanding arrives through coming together or gentle letting go, you are not silly for feeling this way. You are not weak for thinking of them so regularly. You are reacting to a connection that lives beyond surface thinking and simple reasons. The mind attempts to reason it away with explanations, but the heart knows it immediately as genuine. When something truly holds importance in life, it does not vanish easily or rapidly. If they love you and the space stays for now, then time and inner development are doing important work behind the view in both of you. Comment heart. If this message is speaking directly to what you are experiencing right now, bonds like this often move slowly because they hold real depth and value. Depth needs readiness, and readiness cannot be forced. No matter how much we desire it for now, permit the thoughts to move without harsh criticism of yourself. Do not add extra significance onto them, but do not ignore them either without consideration. Notice how you feel when they show up in your mind, like peace, warmth, grief, desire, or expectation, because all hold useful details. Your feelings are communicating to you clearly in these instances. Remember this important reality that what is meant for you does not need constant battle or suffering. It may need patience, but it will not ask that you leave yourself or your needs behind. Whether this bond develops into something real or slowly fades with time, It is forming you in ways you cannot yet fully see or comprehend. And if one day the space closes naturally, it will be because both of you are finally prepared to meet without worry holding you back. Until then, believe that what you are going through has genuine meaning, even if the meaning is not fully obvious yet in this instant. When you think about someone repeatedly, when their presence remains in your mind from morning until evening, there is often a quiet link happening beneath the surface of daily existence. Many times they are thinking about you too, even if they never express it out loud or even completely acknowledge it to themselves. Yes, they love you, even if those words have never been shared between you. Love does not always show itself in clear ways that everyone can notice plainly. It does not always come as obvious actions, brave moves, or sure choices right away. Sometimes love reveals itself in silence and waiting. Sometimes it reveals itself in holding back for improved timing. Sometimes it reveals itself in thoughtful control to guard what is important. The person you cannot stop thinking about may hold a very strong love for you. Indeed, that love may be intense, weighty, and steady inside them. But love does not always mean they are prepared to move forward immediately. Preparation and love are not exactly the same thing in every case. Someone can love you with their entire heart and still feel unable to come closer at this time for personal causes. They may feel undeserving of you, as if you are too wonderful, too caring, or too whole for them right now. They may be concerned about causing you pain because they understand how delicate and precious the bond feels to them. They may think that the timing is incorrect, that life is too complicated at the present, or that conditions are not arranged properly yet. They may be holding old hurts that were never fully healed from earlier. Pain from earlier relationships, letdowns, betrayals, or losses still exists quietly inside them and influences their decisions. They may worry that if they get nearer, they could lose you completely in some manner. So instead of moving toward you openly, they stop and hold back. Instead of contacting you, they pause with caution. Instead of admitting what they feel powerfully, they keep it inside to remain protected. This is not because they feel too little toward you. It is because they feel too much, and it floods them. When emotions are shallow, people respond without thinking much. When emotions are light, people take chances easily without concern. But when love is genuine and touches something deep within, people become thoughtful and deliberate. Worry begins to speak questions into their mind and forms their decisions. Drop a heart if you sense they are thinking about you too, but something is preventing them. When love is casual, people move freely without much worry. They message without concern or overthinking. They talk without fear of results. They move forward without thinking too much about what could fail later. But when love feels important and like it could alter everything significant, people slow down naturally. They become conscious of what is truly on the line in the relationship. They begin to think about duty, about influence, and about what could fail if not managed well. They begin to guard not only themselves but also the other person they care for intensely. Many people question why space can live even when love is there and powerful. This space is not built by a shortage of emotion or concern. It is built by an inner battle occurring inside them. On one part of their heart, they feel you powerfully and notice your presence, your spirit, and your value to them. On the other part, they feel weight, worry, duty, and uncertainty pulling in separate ways. These two parts pull against each other, building tension and confusion within. They may question themselves difficult matters over and over about what lies ahead. What if I cannot provide them what they need in life? What if I let them down terribly? What if I damage something beautiful between us? What if I am not recovered enough yet to continue forward safely? What if my earlier issues follow me into this bond and create difficulties? What if getting nearer makes things more complicated instead of improved for both? What if I lose hold of my emotions entirely? What if I lose them completely because of my worries? These questions do not arrive from lack of interest or concern. They arrive from caring intensely and recognizing that love has real weight and results. So they select space as a type of shield for now. Not shield from you personally, but shield from their own overpowering feelings. They move back, not because they do not desire you, but because they are flooded by how much they truly desire you in their life. Sometimes space is the only method they know how to handle emotions that feel too large to manage easily. They may not have discovered how to love safely without worry taking control. They may not trust themselves fully with something that holds such value to them. They may think that remaining quiet is safer than revealing and risking everything important. Quiet can feel easier than displaying openness openly. Space can feel safer than full nearness when feelings run strong. This kind of love is puzzling for the one who holds on patiently on the other end. It can make you question yourself and your own emotions at times. It can make you wonder if the bond is genuine or only created in your thoughts. But genuine love does not always reveal itself in perfect and simple ways that everyone expects. Sometimes it shows up broken, uncertain, and worried of moving too quickly. Sometimes it hides behind thinking and practical reasons for a while. Sometimes it selects holding back over quick action to prevent errors. The person who loves you intensely but remains far away often feels divided every single day inside. They think about you when they rise and when they rest at night. Your name passes their mind in peaceful moments throughout the day. They replay old talks in their thoughts. They picture what could be achievable between you, and then worry pulls them back again into care. This back and forth can be tiring for them, even if you never witness the battle directly. They may think they need to repair themselves before they can give love properly. They may feel they need to be stronger, more steady, or more whole as an individual first. They may think you need someone better readied for a healthy relationship. So they move aside, hoping that space will guard you and them at the same time from hurt. But love that is held back does not vanish entirely. It remains alive within. It develops quietly in its own manner. It holds back for improved situations, and even in quiet it keeps existing powerfully. Even in space it stays present and significant. Love does not always look like active chasing or steady contact. Sometimes it looks like control, thoughtful holding back, and someone battling their own worries every day while still carrying you tightly in their heart. If you sense this deep bond intensely, it is not your mind building false expectation. As genuine emotional connections live in spirit, thought, and feeling that go far beyond words or visible actions alone, this difficult space does not mean a lack of love, but rather that their inner strength has not yet matched up to the enormous depth of their emotions. Over time, internal battles can ease with development. Worries can lose their firm hold, and hurts can mend naturally, permitting the area between you to close in its own unique manner. Until that occurs, pulling back acts as their quiet protection, a temporary stop to breathe and keep emotional balance when caring too much feels risky and completely overwhelming. For you, however, that space feels incredibly sharp and heavy on the heart because you are deeply aware of the smallest emotional changes and movements around you. You do not simply recognize quiet as empty area. You feel it powerfully in your chest, your thoughts, and in the peaceful returning moments when your mind keeps going back to the exact same person without effort. You notice the precise instant warmth becomes care. Yet the most powerful bonds often travel through the longest silences, not because they are damaged, but because they are still creating their true form. Some connections are too strong to vanish cleanly, extending across time and holding on patiently for resolution rather than quick responses. There is an unspoken connection between you that continues without steady messages, staying so alive that a random song or name can instantly move your spirit. Like this video. Comment the word meaning if this reached you deeply.